So, Daisuke at Daisuke Beppu is doing another viewer poll, this time asking what our favorite Criterion artwork, cover, and designs are. And this is my response to that. I will link his video in the description and in the card. He explains a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to get into because I don't need to, and I don't want to run out of time. I've filmed this 3 times and run out of time every time. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna put everything in the description as well. Anything that I either end up not being able to include or just forget, but also things that I include in the video. The way I went about this was going on Criterion's website and looking at the list of basically it's like shop all films, and then you can just infinitely scroll down the list of everything that they've released. Specifically, I was really just looking at the main collection, nothing in Eclipse sets, and you can also choose things that are on the Criterion channel. I stuck to the main collection, wrote down titles that had cover art that I really liked, or designs that I really liked, ended up with 38 to narrow down to 10, and I ended up getting it to a top 20, and then again narrowing it down to a top 10, which is ultimately how many Daisuke is allowing, that's the maximum that you can vote for. I'm just going to go through my top 10 in this video. Maybe I'll mention some other ones if I have time, but let's make sure I have enough time to get through the top 10 first. I also have, for my top 20, I wrote down all the artists that I could find. There's one that I couldn't find the artist of, but other than that, I don't think... I do have to mention that the releases that are box sets or are the sort of digi-pack slipcover releases, I'm thinking about it all, even kind of the booklets as well. For all the releases, I'll just say, I'm thinking of everything as a whole, not just the cover art, which made it easier for me to choose. I actually have 12 of my top 20 because it was so easy to eliminate ones that I don't have compared to physically seeing the ones that I do have and being able to go through them more thoroughly and things like that. So I am thinking about it in terms of the design of the release overall, and I have to remember to be specific about editions. So yes, let's just get into it. My top 10 isn't really in any particular order. I just sort of have it grouped by the way the design sort of looks, but not really in any order. So number 10 is Insignificance, whose cover was done by Fred Davis. The paper in the liner, is that what it's called? I don't know, but the paper that actually has the cover on it is really wrinkly. I remember being really upset when I got this because I love the cover and it was a blind buy and I was like, that's a really cool cover, I'm gonna get it. And then it came kind of wrinkly and I don't like that. But the cover's still really cool. I'm not going to go into much detail. It's just a cool cover, okay? And then at number 9, I have Vampire, and who did this artwork? Michael Boland. And this is the DVD release. I do not know if the Blu-ray is also this kind of full box set. So if it's not, I mean the DVD. But if the Blu-ray looks exactly like this, then the Blu-ray, it doesn't matter. But this specific sort of design, it's dark, it's intriguing, it's gothic looking. I just really like it. And it's stuck. I like that photo on the back. It just has a really cool, it has a cool design with extra touches because it's not just a still from the film, it's also make sure they have the shadow, and then of course they added the text, but then there's also sort of this floral, I don't know, print around it that's all around it that I really like. And then number 8 is similar to that. It is My Own Private Idaho, which was done by Marc English. Again, it's just a still from the film, but then the text for the title is, it's obviously that part's simple, and even this is simple, but yet it's intricate as well. And I don't know how well you can tell, maybe on the spine, but there's also sort of line designs that go all over the release, kind of like that. And again, it's just like these scenic photos. I keep saying again, but I don't know what I've mentioned in this video and what I've mentioned in the other times that I tried to film this. So, but like close-ups and like scenic wide views are what I really like in cover design when it comes to actually using photos from the film. Then, in terms of illustration, I really like paintings, specifically watercolors. So I'll mention that in case I haven't yet. So I don't want to go through everything too thoroughly because, again, I don't want to run out of time. My own private Idaho, which I actually had to tell myself, don't just choose this because it has River Phoenix in it. I had to make sure I wasn't just choosing things because I love the film or I love certain people that are involved in the production. And then number 7, one I don't have, but it's on my wish list. Basically, it's only available on DVD. Oh, wait. Sorry. I think the Blu-ray release, this is the DVD. I think the Blu-ray release is the exact same. If it's not the same, I mean the DVD. But if it is the same, then it's the Blu-ray because it doesn't matter. Okay, clarifications there. So then, where was I? Number 7, Sweet Movie. It's only available on DVD, and I really hope they upgrade it and don't change the cover art because I think objectively, subjectively, if I was able to choose a cover that was actually my favorite, I think it would be this one. I haven't seen this film. The cover looks so interesting. I'm going to try to insert the cover. Hopefully I am able to do that. This is going to look weird if I don't figure it out, but yeah. Oh, yeah, guess who did this cover? Lucien S.Y. Yang, whose name I will say at least one more time. Yeah, so I think Sweet Movie would be my favorite cover. And I mean that objectively because, I said that in the way that I was like, objectively, subjectively, because still it's my opinion, but I think what I put as my number 1, still in my head is sort of my number 1, but mostly because I love the film so much, and other sentimental sort of reasons. Anyway, number 6 is Babette's Feast, which I don't have. I wrote down Blu-ray. I don't know if it had a DVD release. So, Blu-ray release. As in, like, sometimes when you're on Criterion's website and you don't have the film and you don't know if something had an initial DVD-only release, you're not going to be able to see, like, if it did or if it had a different cover. Do you get what I'm saying? So, if I'm specifying, like, Blu-ray, it's because I don't know if it had an initial DVD release. So, Babette's Feast, the Blu-ray. This cover was done by Sarah Habibi, and this one just was like a nice close-up of Babette, I'm assuming, making this feast, and just like the font for the title. It's great. I haven't seen this yet, though. I don't have it. Okay. And then number 5, I do have the film, but I don't have the current release of it, which is the cover I prefer. The Blu-ray release of La Ventura. The cover is done by Lucien S.Y. Yang, and it's just like, it's perfect for the film. It's like this monochromatic, blue-tinted portrait of Monica Vitti's character, and the wind is blowing, and you can like tell when it's probably a scene where she's like on the island, I'm assuming. I've seen the film, I have it, but I have that like really thick DVD. I just think it's beautiful, and it's like really crisp too. Like, it's such a clear photo, and also I think works for the film because it's part of Michelangelo Antonioni's informal isolation trilogy, and like obviously the cover is like just her. So I think it works, and I think it's stunning. Number 4 is the Royal Tenenbaums. Most of the artwork for Wes Anderson's films are done by his brother, Eric Chase Anderson. And so this is one of his doodles that he did for the film. I feel like it's not really in focus very well, but I'm trying to like adjust it and I don't know if it's working. So, yeah, I just really like this. I actually can't tell what this is. Is it watercolor? And I don't even know. Maybe it's done digitally. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I must look into this though. I kind of always thought it was like colored pencil, but now that I look at it, I mean, granted, it's like printed on this piece of paper for the release, but it could be watercolor, and I love watercolor. And then number 3, the other one that I don't have is the Magic Flute. This like recent Blu-ray release of it, is it out yet, or is it still only announcement? I think it's out. But the Magic Flute Blu-ray, the cover is done by Anna and Elena Babusso. Sorry, I got really close to the camera there. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, I think this would probably be my second favorite cover. Maybe? I don't know. I haven't seen it in person. Okay. I just think it's so good. It's so good. What an upgrade too from the original. I'm not sure what that was. The original artwork. I mean, kind of. Nothing against it. But I definitely prefer this. Yeah. And it would be a title that I would pick up on its own, even though it's included in the Bergman box set that I don't have yet, but want. I wouldn't mind double dipping with some Bergman stuff solely for like the release covers and things like that. Anyway, okay, moving on. Last two. Number 2, I have The Silence of the Lambs, which is this watercolor? I don't know. It kind of looks like they could have used, well, okay, it kind of looks like regular paint, but also kind of looks like they could have used something else to be like the blood. Is it real? I don't know, it looks really real, as if somebody actually made this. This could be digital. It just looks really good. This one wasn't even really on my list of titles to get. Like, I think it was like a consideration one time when I was at Barnes & Noble during one of the sales, and then I saw the cover in real life, and I was like, in person, and I was like, I'm getting this one. And it was the first one that I knew I was going to be getting during that trip. So, it's so, oh my god, it's so cool. Ah. Let's put it outwards. Put it outwards? Oh my god. It's great. Okay. And then finally, what I've always kind of said is my favorite because it's one of the first covers that I saw from Criterion that, like, when I discovered Criterion, that really intrigued me. And it's one of the first films that I watched on Criterion when they were on Hulu Plus. And I was just blind watching things that I had no idea what they were. And that's Belle de Jour, which this cover is done by David Downton, who I feel like is one of my favorite, like, artist design people that does stuff for Criterion. My camera is not doing this justice. It isn't. And it's just gorgeous. I love the painting. I love all of it. I love this film, which is kind of why I think I'm biased towards it, because not only do I love the artwork, but I love the film. Not that I don't love other films that I've mentioned, but this one also is kind of sentimental because, as I said before, it's a film that I first watched when I got into Criterion. So, yeah, and I'm officially going to run out of time, which is a good thing considering I only did my top 10 and didn't include any other ones, but I will include my entire list of the 38 that I ended up writing down. I'll put that in the description with the artist for my top 20. I'd love to know what covers you chose if you voted. I'll probably go back and read some comments on Daisuke's video anyway. What do you think about these ones? Hopefully I'm able to put some photos in this video. Yes, so I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!